Look at those eyes. Those dark, soulless eyes that peer into your soul and bring three things unnamed from within. Dark things! They are very good boys. Hello, that is Paul speaking, and welcome back to Shogun 2 Total War. Yeah, you heard me right. We are finally having a break from good old Warhammer to go back to the Samurai Bloodbath Simulator. We are going with a 2v2 land battle in Avatar Conquest mode, so no specific clans today. That's very sad, but sadly everyone wants to play Avatar mode, so yeah, we are in here today. Now, starting over with the army compositions, because we have to get this done very quickly. We have 4 units of Bow Ashigaru, as it has been said before, cheap and effective bow unit. In the cavalry department, that's 6 units of Jari cavalry. That's a lot of cavalry. That's the main investment that's going to be going for my army. Also, the infantry department is mainly samurai, a small force but quite good. 4 units of katana samurai and 2 units of special nanigata samurai. They are custom units, so they have some buffs into them. So yeah, they're just going to stand here and try to hold the line and protect the archers with their little big ass. I don't know why I say little big ass blades in those poles. Also, my general over here, who for some reason is using the Fall of the Samurai model. Also, 2 units of matchlocks, because as I always say to my good old sister, never get out of house without a matchlock, because, you know, who knows when you have to use a 16th century gunpowder weapon. Going over to my ally, who is named Rice Gateo, which I'm going to still call him Rice because I don't know how to pronounce that other word properly. There's 4 units of Jari cavalry, also quite a big cavalry force, although not that big as mine because mine is bigger. But he is complementing that with a unit of the spears of Shizugatake, which are a special unit of spears coming with a DLC that I don't have, which I believe they're very, very deadly. So yeah, they complemented the difference in numbers with that. Meanwhile, in the infantry department, no archers, going for a big build of 10 Jari Samurai. It's a lot of Jari Samurai. They're basically just here to kill any cavalry, I guess. And also 4 units of Longsword Ashigaru, just to complement the killing power of the Jari Samurai, I guess. And also his general, which kind of a weird difference in color scheme. Going over to the enemy side, we have Jefferson here with 5 units of let me check my notes. 4 units of Jari cavalry and 1 unit of fire cavalry. Another special unit coming with the DLC. Going over to the infantry department, there's 6 whole units of Bow Ashigaru. That's a lot of hours that are going to be raining on Rice in this side of the battlefield, and 8 units of Jari samurai, which are going to be trading blows with Rice's army because they're basically the same units. So yeah. Also the general over here, and that's it for Jefferson with his green and black color scheme. We're going to see him going to fight Rice. Going over to Rosen Kipe, which I'm just going to call Rosen because that's a big ass name. We have a unit of light cavalry over here and another big cavalry force over in the flank. These are mainly 4 units of Jari cavalry and also 1 unit of fire cavalry. We're seeing a lot of fire cavalry, special cavalry in this game. Going over to the infantry, no archers as well. I don't know what Rice is doing that, but for Rosen, well, if you see his army, you can see very well what he's trying to do. He has 4 units of Norachi Samurai. We have seen how good these guys are at charging and just killing whatever they find in the last video. So yeah, he's probably just going for a full-on frontal assault. In the back, he has 3 units of Jari Samurai, probably just to support their infantry if they find any cap. What else? 1 unit of Walker Raiders. I don't know how well this unit is in our DLC unit, so I don't usually use it. 1 unit of Nanigata Warrior Monks with their Screaming Banzai ability. They're probably also going to be very effective. And the unit of Sword Attendants from Rise of the Samurai, which I don't know how effective they are. But anyway, let's get on to the video. So yeah, if I had to say one thing about this battle, is that you will be able to see why cavalry can be the best unit in the whole damn game. So yeah, we'll be seeing that where Rosen is noticing a bit of an overextension of my forces. That Bow Ashigaru are being quite pulled off to the front, but my own cavalry is going to intercept, and a huge cavalry engagement is going to begin. That's a lot of units of cavalry just fighting it out and massacring each other. As you can see, oh yeah, that's a lot of blood and a lot of bodies already being dropped into the ground. Going over to this side, Jefferson appears to be also amassing all of his cavalry, maybe thinking about joining up the fight. But thankfully, I have some units of Nanigata Samurai over there to support me because I am deploying the rest of my cavalry over to the right flank, just trying to make sure that I win that engagement. Over here, Rice is not doing anything with his army. He's just standing here, maybe in a defensive position, but I don't know what he's thinking. Although he has one unit of Yari Samurai over here, mainly trying to support my flank. Going over to the big cavalry fight, it's still in development, and a lot of units are just being killed and dying. Just a lot of people dying in general. Yeah, just a lot of people dying. We are not sure who is winning that, but we can definitely say that that's a lot of people dying, as I keep saying, because, oh my lord, just look at the amount of horses and samurai that are just being dropped in the ground in the first few seconds of the battle. That's just, yeah, that's just a lot of carnage. It appears that a few units of Yari cavalry intended to charge over here, but they were screened off by my own cavalry. Not a lot going on over here. The capture of the special building, that's bad for us. Oh, but it looks like, oh no, it looks like Rosen has won that cavalry engagement. His units are pretty bloodied, but in the end they managed to pull it off, and now they're hunting my general, who was, oh, already 4 units of the general bodyguards dropping down. Yes, he was just too far in the front, and he is getting massacred. He has to get out of there, or his army is going to get demoralized. The rest of my cavalry is being deployed on the flanks right now to support, but things are not looking good. A unit of matchlocks trying to deploy to shoot at the Yari cavalry, but are sadly shooting at the sword attendants, and they're going to get a full cavalry charge in the face, and they're going to start losing units. Rice is sending a unit of samurai into the fray, but for some reason he is retreating, but sadly that's not going to be good for my units who, oh, you see that spear troll? He just massacred that guy. He just threw the spear and killed that poor katana samurai. But yeah, the cavalry is just, the Jefferson is just doing a good amount of work with his cavalry. Meanwhile over here, my Yari cavalry supporting, allowing the general to retreat. We can see him over here. He is still alive, I believe. Yeah, they're trying to hold back this cavalry force, but there's just too many of them, and they're starting to break through, and they have finished them. Meanwhile, Rosen deploying the rest of his infantry, the Nanigata warrior monks, the Nodachi samurai, the Wako raiders, and of course the Yaro samurai in reserve, just going on for a full frontal charge. There's not a lot of spears to try to fend off the cavalry. I didn't go with my usual Ashigaru build, so yeah, they are just getting destroyed, and we have lost their cavalry. The archers retreating. We have some Nanigata samurai coming into the fray, but it's over for my army. Just look at that. In just a few seconds, all of the army destroyed, demoralized, and now they're getting run over by the cavalry and the infantry. They're just, this is just a massacre. This is just a field of blood. Just look at the amount of bodies that are just piling up as they just continue to pursue and destroy my routing army. And yeah, that was it for my army. We are only like, how many? A few seconds into the battle, and we have already seen my army being completely obliterated by a big ass blitzkrieg of both cavalry, supported by a timely arrival of the Nodachi samurai, and the war monks also probably did a huge ton with their ability to scare up units. Over here, Jefferson is now trying to pick up a bit at Rice, destroying this unit of Yari samurai, and his own cavalry of Rice is now engaging with Jefferson, but it's a bit too late. Yeah, there's not a lot. A few units are coming back on this side, but they are probably not going to be able to do much. This unit of matchlocks have reformed. They are maybe going to shoot, maybe not. They are just getting charged, so maybe not going to shoot. Oh yeah, we are seeing some shooting. Just as I was going to try away into the fire cavalry, some good targets, but these guys are not going to stay in the fight for long, just getting attacked from that side. Meanwhile, Jefferson deploying his quite healthy cavalry force, fresh from that engagement, just having massacred all of my army, coming to try to finish up Rice, who is finally moving outside of the forest. I don't know what he was doing over there, but that was not a good idea for him. He appears to have deployed a huge cavalry charge over here, trying to push through the Yaru Samurai, but that was not a good idea. And now his own Yaru Samurai is just standing there and eating arrows to the face. But I mean, this can be quite an overwhelming situation. Just look at it. He has to face an enemy from the front, which has his same amounts of infantry, and now he's just eating cavalry charges in the back. These guys are just harassing his army, and now Rosen is just going to start deploying his whole remaining force, which is pretty much unscathed, into his flank. He probably is kind of not knowing what to do at this moment. That sword attendants engaging the... Oh no, that's another, not actually samurai. Ooh yeah, they're just cutting the Yaru Samurai down. Like, oh yeah, oh you look at that, oh yeah. They're just cutting them down. Cutting them down. Indeed, Jefferson's cavalry has finally been obliterated, but they did their job. They stopped Rosen, and not Rosen, Rice, from deploying his infantry, and now it's too late. Now Rosen is in the house and he wants to kill and maim and destroy the enemy. There's more fighting going on over here. The Yaru Samurai from Rice are trying to do their best to engage, but Jefferson and Rosen are just, yeah, they're just have a lot of numbers and a lot of good units. A big ass cavalry, not a big ass, but a good cavalry charge coming into the Lone Storm Ashigaru, who are not liking it. They are not liking it indeed, and it's now collapsing. He still has quite a good amount of infantry, so he manages to reform. He could still maybe do something, but Jefferson doesn't appear to be allowing that with another cavalry charge, and Rosen with another cavalry charge. I think he was chasing down my only remaining unit, my general, but yeah, he ended up engaging the spears of Shizugatake and Rice's general. But yeah, I don't think this battle is going to be lasting for much longer. Jefferson is now breaking through from the left flank of Rice, and his whole army is just now getting destroyed. Their morale is just breaking. Their numbers are lowering quite quickly. I just don't think this is going to end very well. Oh, and now a good envelopment with the Yaru cavalry. They are basically surrounded, and they all break. The infantry is breaking. They are just running for the hills. My army has already run away, but as you can see, they got picked off and massacred all the way to the back. Oh, a few units of mine came back, but they probably didn't notice. They just got, but yeah, my army just got massacred. Just look at this. They just got run over. And Rice, sadly, he's going to share the same fate. But sadly, because he was kind of surrounded, his units faced a much worse fate. I mean, they just lost more men. More of them, of their numbers, got just destroyed. The spears of Shizugatake are still fighting, but they are breaking now, and with that, I think the battle is truly over. A decisive defeat. Yeah, you saw that. That was a decisive defeat. The amount of cavalry coming in against me, combined with the big ass charge from the Nachi Samurai, destroyed my army. They just obliterated it. And then Rice had to stand there and just look at my army getting its ass kicked and have to fight that amount of cavalry. And there are two armies. Yeah, I think I failed my teammate in there. I mean, he also was just kind of standing in there, not doing a lot, but yeah, I mainly got clapped. Let's go over to see the battle statistics, shall we? Yep, just look at those numbers. Decisive defeat indeed. Me and Rice deploying a total of 5,000. Let me get that straight. 5,000 men who were mainly samurai. And look at those losses. We managed to kill less than 1,000 men. We just got completely destroyed. If this was a real battle, that would be the end of our clans. That would be the end of our factions, with how much of a one-sided victory that was for Rosen and Jefferson. Quite a good play by those guys, managing to... They saw that I was alone, that I was deploying far ahead, and they just consumed him. And that allowed them to pick Rice apart without any problems. On the kills, my Yaru cavalry doing what they could, but they were fighting superior cavalry. They didn't manage to do anything. And going over to Rosen. Just look at that. Avatar's Bodyguard. The Avatar's Bodyguard, the one unit that you mainly don't want fighting in the front. 462 kills. The Fire Cavalry, 323. Yari Cavalry, 209. That Nondachi also getting quite a good amount of kills. This Yari Cavalry, 115. That poor Light Cavalry only getting 9. But to be fair, when Rosen fought me, I was still at my best. I still had most of my cap. So yeah, he could not get a lot of kills for his cap. Meanwhile, Rice, yeah, just look at those numbers. He also just got dumpstered. Although he managed to get more kills than me. Meanwhile, Jefferson, just look at that 500 kills in one unit of Yari Cavalry, 167. Yeah. That was mainly a battle won by the sheer overwhelming force of cavalry. That was a cavalry blitzkrieg. That was what it is. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I took a break for 2 weeks, but I'm coming back to upload some more videos, and I'm going to start to stream. Today, the day that this video is going to upload, I'm going to be streaming Hoi 4. If you don't know the game, that's a World War II grand strategy game. It has recently dropped a new DLC. I'm going to play some multiplayer with some friends, so if that interests you, be sure to come in. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed and have a good day.